And then you see that there's a couple of commandments that also seem similar, where it says, Lo Tinaf, which translates literally to, don't commit adultery. But then it also says, Lo tachmod eshet re'echa, don't covet the wife of your fellow. Wait a minute. Didn't you just tell me not to commit adultery? Isn't that kind of the same as your fellow's wife? And you could say, no. Well, one is if you're married, don't cheat on your wife. And the other one is if your fellow is married and you're not, don't take his wife. Do you really think that a Kadosh Baruch Hu is going to spend 2 commandments just on that? When we know that each word has so many different roots that come from it. All 613 laws stem from these 10 commandments. You think he's going to spend 2 commandments that say almost the same exact thing? So what does it mean? Where else can we go other than our holy oral Torah? Gemara, Masechet Niddah, page 13b. Says as follows. Amar Rabbi Eliezer, Mai dechtiv yedechem damim elau. What's the meaning when the Torah writes in the book of Isaiah chapter 1 verse 15, your hands are filled with blood? Elu amenafim bayad. These are the ones who perform promiscuous acts with their hand and waste seed. So where do we know this is from the Torah? This is the Navi. Fine, the Navi is good, but we don't paskin halacha from the Navi. The Navi is considered a smachta, support. Where is it in the Torah? Tana de Rabbi Ishmael, one of the sages from Rabbi Ishmael's academy, came and added. What did he say? It says, of course it's in the Torah. It says, Lo Tinaf. Torah says, Lo Tinaf. Where does it say it? In our week parasha, in our 10 commandments. Where it says, you shall not be promiscuous. What do you think it means? Lo te'eh becha ni'uf ben beyad ben baregel. This is implying that you shall not be promiscuous with your hand or your foot. And one of the ways that we know this is the case is because when it comes to adultery or promiscuity, it's already referring to it in a couple of commandments after it, where it says, don't covet your fellow's wife. Needless to say, don't covet your fellow's husband, and so on and so forth. So here we learn, where is wasting seed, promiscuity in the Torah, even with self? It's one of the commandments. Lo tinaf. Now, of course, if promiscuity with self is forbidden, it's obvious that promiscuity with others is forbidden even more so. It's obvious that promiscuity with non-Jews, with a Jew and a non-Jew between each other, chas v'shalom, is even worse. And it's obvious that promiscuity between same gender is even worse. And so on and so forth. And there's obviously other verses in the Torah that discuss this. But the very basic, even if by self, also forbidden. Now what if somebody doesn't care? Somebody doesn't care. What's going to happen? Okay, it says don't do it, but plenty of people do it. Even the doctors sometimes say stupid things like, go do it. Same Gemara. 13a. It says, Rabbi Eliezer Omer, Kol ha'ochez be'umato u'mashtin, ki'ilu mevi mabul ha'olam. Anyone, Rabbi Eliezer says, Rabbi Eliezer is Rabbi Eliezer ben Hyrcanus, the rabbi of Rabbi Akiva. Anyone who grasps his organ and urinates, is condemned as if he's bringing a punishment of the flood of Noach to the world. Why? If he's touching himself unnecessarily, needless to say, it's going to lead to other things. This is why single guys should never touch their members, should sit down when they're going to the bathroom. Furthermore, because this is going to lead to wasting seed. He's too comfortable with himself. Furthermore, the Gemara says that Shmuel instructed Rav Yehuda and eventually this came out from Rabbi Abau, who heard it from Rabbi Yochanan, meaning this is from generation to generation. It's forbidden for a person to arouse himself for no reason. So much so that Rav says that one who arouses himself intentionally is on a spiritual excommunication, because no one else of flesh and blood is going to know. But in Shemaim, they know everything. HaKadosh Baruch Hu knows everything. And they put this person on excommunication. He prays, HaKadosh Baruch Hu rejects the prayer. He's in trouble, HaKadosh Baruch Hu doesn't listen. He needs money, good luck finding it. All types of problems happen to such a person. Well, it's not just that the arousal is forbidden, but rather because this type of behavior is bringing upon yourself the evil inclination, which will lead a person to waste seed. And if he wastes seed, he's violating the Torah. He's violating the Ten Commandments. And if he violates the Ten Commandments, he should know that in the name of a Torah, Rabbi Tarfon says, it's better that his belly split open. In so many words, it's better that he die, a gruesome death, than waste seed even one time. Why? Once he accustoms himself to wasting seed, it'll lead to other promiscuity. And the Gemara says, even a horrific example that unfortunately is all too common in our generation. As we saw from the so-called leaders report from the Epstein case. We are meant to be a light unto the nations, not to follow their misguided practices. Remember, every Jew has to remember that he's a Jew and she's a Jew. We don't celebrate non-Jewish holidays, even if they seem harmless. It's a zilzul, disrespect to the Torah, and could lead to Chilul Hashem, desecration of God's name. Stick to our holy Torah and our own holidays. That's the path of a true Jew.